Hello and welcome back to another video on Wisdom in Christ. In today's video, we're going to be talking about imagination. So imagination is one of the most powerful things that you can learn how to cultivate and control in this life. So basically, obviously everybody uses their imagination on a daily basis. A lot of people want to learn how to control their imagination, or a lot of other people just are completely ignorant of their imagination and the way they're using it. So in today's video, we're going to be talking a little bit about the power of imagination, how it can change your life, and how it can really transform everything about you and your future. So if you look at the word imagination, you can see here that we have magi in the middle of the word, or at the very beginning here. So as you can see here, if we take that part and put magic, if we just put a C at the end of it, your imagination is actually magic. There's something magical about your imagination, your ability to see things before they happen, your ability to imagine how things could go, your ability to create. There's magic in the imagination. So if you break this word down, you can see that that magi part is in the word. And if you just put a C on the end of it, there's magic in your imagination. So basically, it really is a powerful tool for changing your life. The mental images you hold in your mind are attracted to you. So if you're thinking positively, if you're seeing good outcomes, and you're choosing to imagine those good outcomes, you're going to bring them about. But if you're choosing to imagine bad outcomes, if you're using this gift of your imagination in a negative way, then you'll bring more of that about. So every time you have anything in your life where you're using your imagination, you're creating mental images. So you can also see the word image is almost in there. You're creating mental images in your mind. And if those mental images aren't conducive to taking you towards your goals, if they're not helping you get towards your goals, those mental images are going to bring resistance and all sorts of issues deeply imprinted into your subconscious mind, and will make it so it's hard for you to actually accomplish your goals. So what you need to do is you need to practice cultivating your imagination. You need to choose to think positively. Every time a mental image comes up in your mind that's something that's scary, that's something that probably will never happen, choose to think on the opposite pole of that thing. For example, let's say that you're driving down the road and you get this mental image of somebody hitting you. First of all, that's probably just completely an illusion, because the probability of that, although it might be higher than like getting eaten by a shark or something, it's not just going to happen. It's like the probability is fairly low, okay? So first of all, just understand that that's probably not even real. Second of all, you can start to imagine how your car drive is going to go good. You can consciously choose to imagine everything going good in your car drive, you making it to your destination, you enjoying your car drive, you enjoying your music. And through the power of your imagination, the magic of your imagination, you're able to actually change your life. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And how do you change the way you perceive and the way you look at things? Well, the first place is the mental imagery that you're holding in your mind, your mind's eye. So, complete and total dedication to controlling your imagination and relentlessly choosing to plant good thoughts, both mental images and even if you're not seeing a mental image, this is also thoughts. Controlling your mind is how you become successful in life. Your mind is like a garden, and inside of your imagination and inside of your thoughts, you can plant weeds and make a big mess out of that garden where everything's all crazy and messy and nothing's working good. Or you can take that imagination you have, that God-given imagination, that divine quality that was put in you by God as a gift to you from Him, and you can choose to plant positive things. You know, maybe you want to plant corn, and so you've got all this corn. Maybe you really like corn on the cob, you know, so you've got all this corn planted in your imagination, and it's growing, and it's the fruition of that corn is blessings. This takes practice. You might start to do something and have negative mental images come up before you do that thing. Well, if you just consciously and constantly choose to have positive mental imagery surrounding that thing, you're going to start to plant those seeds in your subconscious mind. You're growing more corn. And the truth is that all of reality is a reflection of your mind, of your imagination. You're creating reality through your mind. So if you want to live in a beautiful, harmonious life and actually experience a lot of abundance and joy and peace, the way to do that is actually to control your thoughts, to control your mental imagery, to control your mind. Because you're actually going to change your life by changing the way you look at it. And that's very true. What you look for grows. What you focus on expands. Jesus said, "Seek and ye shall find." So if you're seeking positivity, if you're looking for the good in things, if you're choosing to think positively, choosing to have positive mental imagery, you're planting those seeds. And the fruition of those seeds is a positive life. As you plant those positive seeds, you're actually changing your life. Again, your mind is a garden, and because your mind can either be cultivated in a positive way or a negative way, imagine your mind is like a lens that you're looking through the world with. If your lens is dirty, if you've planted all these negative seeds, you're going to look at the entire world as something that's impure, as something that's negative. You're going to see the bad in other people. You're going to focus on all the evil in the world, which you'll probably greatly exaggerate the evil that's in the world. Like, you're going to have a very, very dark lens. But through cultivating positive thoughts and planting positive thoughts, you're actually cleaning that lens, and you're going to start to see the world in a very positive way. You're going to see the good in other people. You're going to realize that although there is darkness and opposition and evil in the world, there's also an abundance of good, that most people are basically good. Most of us are just trying to do the best that we can. And your lens, the way that you see the world, is going to start to be viewed from that lens. You're going to see things in a positive light. So as you seek, ye shall find. This principle is so powerful that it can take somebody that's completely depressed, somebody that doesn't have any self-confidence, and take them to a place where they are just completely self-confident, completely filled with joy, completely focused on what they're doing, and all of their problems go away. All of those big things that they thought were really holding them down, that seemed so real to them at the time, now that they've cleaned their lens, they're perceiving the entire world through a new light, right? All of those things that were holding them down are gone. Now, that's not to say you're not going to have things happen in your life that you have to overcome. I mean, what's the fun of life if you don't have opposition and overcome those challenges? But a lot of suffering is completely unnecessary. Like, a lot of suffering in life is completely unnecessary. Why? Because people don't control their thinking. They don't control their thoughts. They don't understand the magic of their imagination. They don't control the mental images in their mind's eye. Now, if they would do this one thing continuously and completely dedicatedly to that process of doing that, their life would change. Why? Because this is divine law, and divine law works every single time. Doesn't matter who you are, where you're born, where you're from, whether you're born in America, anything about you, what gender you are, none of it matters. If you work with divine law, you're going to receive the results of working with that law. Whether you work with the law in a positive way or you work with the law in a negative way, you're going to have the fruition of those causes those choices that you've made, and they're going to have effects. And that's why if you choose to have positive thoughts, if you choose to plant positive things in your garden each and every day, even, it's easier for the mind to think negatively than it is positively. That's why so many people don't do this, because it takes a lot of time and work to do it. But if you do work with this law, your life will become a harmonious, blessed, beautiful thing. You can't have any other result than it working in your favor if you work with the law, because the law is absolute, and that law works every time, no matter who you are. So if you plant those positive seeds, then you're going to get beautiful, beautiful things growing in your garden. You're going to have flowers everywhere, right? And it's going to be a wonderful place to live. You're going to wake up with joy. with confidence, with peace. You're going to see the good in others because you feel the good in yourself. And this is a divine activity to do this. To actually exercise self-control over your imagination is absolutely something that is like a sacred act to do that. Why? Because your body is a temple, and your thoughts and the mental images you hold in your mind are sacred. Whether you want to believe it or not, they are. So choosing to have positive thoughts and choosing to think about positive things is super powerful. So that's the video for the day, the magic of imagination. You do have magic in your imagination. The mental images that you hold in your mind's eye control your future. You bring about what you focus on expands. If you look for good, if you choose good, if you seek good, if you hunger and thirst after righteousness, as Jesus said, you will reap that sowing. And that sowing is what you choose to think about, how you choose to feel, how you choose to what mental images you choose to hold in your mind's eye. So that's the video for the day. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you guys in future videos. Don't forget the magic of imagination. As always, peace be unto you.